Okay, I want you to take a second and look at this before and after. If you look at the starting photo, it may be very similar to what you're looking like right now as a young man, not in terrible shape by any means. But look at the after shot and look at the amount of potential that is on offer for you. This is why it excites me making videos for guys exactly like this, because there's not too much that needs to be dialed before you can look very, 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 very good. However, for guys like you, the script is slightly different, and I've drafted some notes for this, and I want to address it from that angle. So, when we're going to get you from this to this, and I'll teach you how to do that in this video, the first thing I want you to look at and I want you to address is, what would actually stop you from getting to the goal? And don't say knowledge, because I know for a fact it's not knowledge, and by the way, at the end of this video, the answer will definitely not be knowledge. When I ask you what would stop you from getting to the goal, here's a better way of asking that. What would your enemy send to you as a gift, but actually is not a gift? It's something that will later on cost you your ability to get to the goal. This is a young man's greatest challenge. Your ability to overcome these is the reason why you don't look incredible and you look okay. You look okay because you succumb to some of these vices. But when in reality, they don't even appear as vices. So, one of the first and the main ones is going to be alcohol that comes from social, beers. Because as a young man, you want to be out socializing, and I fully agree with that. Do not, as a young man, be sat inside, hermit lifestyle. Do not do that. Get out, be social, be with your friends, 100%. But beers are not the way to go. They are estrogenic, which means they'll heighten your estrogen and lower your T. So beers are not the way to go. You can still be social without alcohol. In fact, people will respect you more and they will challenge your frame if you are more social without the beers. Meals out, simultaneously to that, going on plenty of meals out is also what your enemy is saying. You come for this nice meal. Oh yeah, nice. And then what's going to happen? It's not incongruent with your goal. You put on too much body fat and it was like nice in the moment, but it's not really what we needed. Here's probably the biggest thing they could send to you. Women. Your enemy, if he sent you a woman, that would pretty much be the tipping point for why you're not in shape. It is the tipping point for why most men start in shape and end up out of shape, is for women. Because you do not have the strength to say, I am this guy, I must do these series of events, while a woman is telling you, let's go for food, let's go for drinks, let's go to parties, let's go and social, in their way. They will send you those things. And simultaneously to that, on a Sunday when you're cuddled up being lazy with her, you're also not moving towards the goal either. Because as a young man, you've not yet developed that self-assurance and self-esteem to be like, no, I'm doing X, Y, Z, or we're doing X, Y, Z, this is what we're doing. Because if someone sends you a nice, pretty woman, you're going to want to try and keep her around and you'll bend and fold. Whereas you will soon very realize that actually they would prefer you to be hard the other way. And as soon as you tell them this is the way it's going to be, most of the time they're actually, they want to be led and they would like that from you. So we can understand that realistically, the reason you're not going to be in shape is because of you succumbing to like women ultimately too early. Not that they're bad, they're amazing. They're life's fruits, 100%. But if you don't have your stuff ordered out in a certain way that allows you to stay congruent with the goal, you will just never get there. We could also say parties and late nights are going to be one of the main reasons. And this also takes me to, you could say women was the main catastrophic point. The second is just down to your own routine and schedule. Not being grown up about the way you live 24 hours as a young man. You need to look at the way you live life and you want to audit it and work out, am I living as best as I can for work, for fitness, and also for social? So what does that look like on a 24-hour period? It means you wake up at 6 a.m. having had 8 hours sleep. Like, be an adult now. Don't be staying up all night on Xbox, watching TV, doing random garbage. Like, get to bed early. Give yourself 8 hours sleep, because as a young man, you need nothing more than the fuel that is testosterone. That is produced when you sleep. I sleep for 9 hours pretty much most nights, to tell you the truth. I go to bed at 10 and this morning I woke up at 7:30. So there's 9.5. And I just sleep, because I understand the sheer importance of it. As a young man, if you can do the same, your T levels will stay in very, very, very good position, which will allow you to build muscle easier, drop body fat easier, and the whole process will work easier for you anyway, which it will do as you are younger. So it's important that you do that. It's important that you start off the routine with sleep first. Then when you wake up, what is your longest lever task? If you don't really like the gym, it's going to be the gym. If you don't really like the work you're doing, or the work you're doing takes a lot of brain cognitive function, it's going to be the work that you need to do. Do your hardest task of the day first. you will have the most bandwidth, the most amount of appetite to do so. Therefore, you are able to get this task done. If you put it off later towards the end of the day, you're not going to want to do this. Today's the day I come on camera and spit game to you guys. If I push that right to the end of the day, you're not going to get the best version of me. You're not going to get the best ideas, the best concepts, and ultimately it's going to be a waste of your time listening to it. So this is why I do this first thing in the morning, when I'm fresh, when I'm keen, eager, and my appetite for it is very, very high. Most of the time I'll do it fasted, albeit we've filmed a few this morning. Now we've had some eggs, now we're good to go again. We stayed off the carbs for now. The next thing you're going to need to do is work out when would be the most effective time for you to train, and work out as well in this routine what is the goal for the season of your life. More than likely, if you've got a holiday coming up, you want to look very good for it. The season is fitness, so align everything to fitness. If you work out when you train best in the day, put the schedule in and around that, and then the nutrition around that to support it. And then obviously cardio either at the front or the back end of the day well away from the gym session. So a bad schedule will absolutely clean you out. Hanging around with women too much and letting them dictate your shot will absolutely clean you out. That will stop you from getting in the shape you need to. Now, let's give you some tactics. How would you overcome both of those things? There are two concepts I'm going to give you. The first one will determine really your level of ambition. If you're not an ambitious man, you'd be like, well, this is great right now, so I better take it while it's here right now because I might not get this again. That's a low level of ambition. That's simply a reflection of your self-image. However, if you're a young man with high ambition, knowing that you're going to one day be at the top, you're not going to have that same approach. You're going to have what's known as the delayed gratification approach. I'm going to suffer today so future me can enjoy better. To put this into very blunt terms, let's say right now you are a 6 out of 10 guy, pretty good looking, in alright shape, and you can attract 5.5 out of 10 women because you always get slightly lower than what you are. Let's say that's the case. However, if you had the grown-up approach and thought, well, yeah, I'm a 6 now, but I could definitely get to a 7.5 by getting in elite level shape, then you're going to be able to get a 7. That's a 1.5 increase on what you're getting now. That's understanding what I'm capable of getting now is not great. However, if I delay the gratification, do the daily disciplines, what I'm going to be able to get in the future is much, much better. The recognition for being in great shape as we're on our lads' holiday in Ibiza, in the festival, and I look the best, the recognition you're going to get for that is going to be a lot better than whatever meal you're going to eat, whatever party you're at there and then, when everyone's clothed up anyway. So understanding that if you just don't take the marshmallow today, having 2 later on down the line will serve you a lot better. The second point I want to lead you with is how you will not succumb to what your enemy would send you to make you fold, is you would think about the benefits of being the leader of the tribe. If you didn't succumb to these, you are someone that has more self-confidence, self-respect, and therefore can hold your own a lot better. You will have the physique to match that too. Now everyone in your tribe is going to see you as the most disciplined, the most consistent, the most self-respect worthy to himself. Therefore, they're going to look to you as the leader. If you want to become the leader amongst your young friendship group, then you're going to need to live in accordance with this way, which then, think about it, you didn't eat the marshmallow today. What was the benefits of doing that? You got better quality people around you at the end because you didn't do that. And now you are of higher status because everyone likes the fact that you are that disciplined individual who looks in incredible shape, very similar to the after photo of the guy you saw. So we can understand that your main issue is realistically going to be bad routine or women. And your main way to get around that is to understand to delay gratification. You will get better of both of those things if you don't succumb to the basic vices which trip you up in the here and now, which we understand now are not going to be that useful for you. So if you are a young lad watching this, what I really want you to sit and digest, because no one will really point that out to you. Most people will tell you, go out, socialize, do what you need to do. You're young, it doesn't matter. Like bang, bang, bang. But if you can get ahead of the curve with self-improvement already, you will leave a lot of people for dust and your ambition will go up and what you're able to achieve will go up significantly higher. Now that's specifically like some setups that we need beforehand. If in a tactic space, what I would tell you to do in terms of your training, for you, young, good amount of energy, train high frequency. Hit every muscle group twice per week. The split I'd give you to run would be push. So we're talking chest, delts, triceps. Pull, back and biceps, legs, so quads, glutes, hamstring, and calves. And then I'd run a rest day there, so 3 days on, 1 day off. This then means, yeah, you're going to train on the weekend, so which will then be congruent with the routine and schedule we spoke about. You're then going to run a chest and back session and then a delts and arms session. That split for most people, I've ran that for the longest period of time, works an absolute golden treat. If you want an upper body aesthetic physique and still a decent amount of density on the lower body. Obviously, it depends how many days you can train. If you can train 5, do that. If you can't, then you're going to run something like a full body push, everything on the front of the body, and full body pull, everything on the back of the body. Repeat that times 2. If you can only do 3 days, as a young man, don't do full body. I would actually rather see you do upper, lower, upper, so you get more attention towards that upper body frame. So that's the training split you're going to follow. Next you're going to do is you're going to run a meal plan where you have a high protein and high carbohydrate diet. Protein is going to allow you to repair and recover from the damage you do in the gym. The carbohydrates are going to fuel you enough to drive the said performance in the gym. When you're setting up your diet plan, what I want you to do to begin with is get your calorie target, come 200 calories below it, and that's going to be your starting calories. When you're setting up your macros, what I want you to do is you're going to eat your height in centimeters in protein. So if I'm 173, I'd have 173 grams of protein. Done. When it comes to setting up your fats, get your overall calorie target, times it by 20%. That's the amount of fats you need. The rest you're going to fill with carbohydrates. And that's going to balance up the split. When you're asking what food should I eat, keep it nice and simple, stick to whole foods. So you're talking red meat, eggs, chicken. You're talking sweet potato or white with oats. You're talking fruits like kiwi, pineapple, berries. You're talking veggies like spinach, tomato, cucumber. You're talking like almonds, dark chocolate, or yogurt. They're the foods you need. Make the diet off the back of that. You're good to go. From there, plenty of cardio. You're a guy with energy and demand. If we can keep your food high, we also then need to drive your output high to make sure fat loss is occurring. So we're going to talk heart rate 120 to 130, something you can do daily. So we're talking incline treadmill walk, cross trainer, or a bike, and you're going to cycle that around every day. You're going to track everything you do. This is where a lot of you will have fallen down in the past. You just don't have the data to put your hands on progress. Weigh yourself every day as soon as you've got up, you've been to the bathroom, you've been for a piss, weigh yourself on that way. Hydrate with a litre of water. From there, make sure you walk 10,000 steps a day and you'll track that. You'll track all the feeding you've eaten relative to your calorie target. You'll track your workouts to make sure you're getting stronger session after session. You will track your cardio to make sure all that's been hit. And finally, you make sure you track your sleep to make sure that that is in good order. On that, get off your phone late at night. I know you've got the tendency to go on your phone, scroll, do whatever. Why? Because we're human beings, that's just what we do. And at the last hour of the day, your willpower for anything productive is going to be very low. Trust me when I say, just get to bed an hour earlier. Your testosterone is built when you sleep. Your testosterone is your ability to wake up with a stiff one in the morning. Your testosterone is a direct reflection of how well you're going to be able to clap the cheeks. So trust me when I say, going to sleep an hour early, not cool. Clapping cheeks harder, very cool. Go to sleep earlier. Done. Then from there, if you are dropping a kilogram every week, obviously it's relative to your overall scale weight, but if you're dropping a kilogram every week, perfect. Rinse that out until you get to the point where you're absolutely peeled out, shredded. If you're not, then you're going to add some more cardio first. Go to 30 minutes daily. You'll see a bit of a drop off until you don't. Go to 40 minutes daily. Then from there, you may want to pull back some food, 200 calories. And keep repeating the process until you get to the point where you are in and out shredded. And for you, because you're starting in that position, it really won't take you that long. The before and after you can see here, he only had to pull off around 3 kilograms. And I think we took our time with that, and it was about a 6-week job. So for you, if you're starting out in a very similar position to him, young man, decent shape already, to go from good to absolutely elite, it's not a massive job because you already got very good foundations. For you, it's not really about whether your body would respond to get the result. It will. It's more you actually being able to do the thing. And we've discovered why you wouldn't be able to do the thing because of what the enemy would send you as a gift. But we've also given you the tools on how you can basically tell the enemy to get lost so we can actually achieve the result. So that is what I do if you came to me and you were looking to get shredded for your holiday in quick succession. If you want me to actually do this for you so you can look the best amongst your friends once you are on that holiday, then there'll be a link in the description. Come through if you think we're for you and you want me to generally get you in the best shape of your life and you want to join the Gorilla Platoon, then feel free. Join the link on the inside and we'll do that for you. Otherwise, we deliver daily, so I'll see you on the YouTube tomorrow.